Welcome to the Slavic bestiary. Here I will tell you about the worst beasts and demons that have been living on the Slavic lands for centuries. Kocmołuch was an undersized, mangy creature that lived under the threshold of a stable or barn. There he slept all day and came out at night to eat. Then he crawled silently under the cow's udder and milked it until his belly filled with milk became as round as a balloon. In the morning, the housewives found no visible traces of the creature, but his visit was evidenced by significantly reduced milking. It was a loss all the more acute because the former breeds of cows gave little milk. Therefore, the creatures were zealously exterminated and chased away by all possible means. Hercuki, living high in the mountains, bird-like creatures with human-like, eminently reptilian faces. They flew over the lowlands along with heavy storm clouds, hence the belief that it was the Hercuki that brought downpours and hurricanes to Earth. This was not true, but the fact remained that with the beating of their great wings, they were able to cause air whirlpools and strong gusts of wind. In this way, they often broke and destroyed trees, and they did so out of hatred for the forests and their inhabitants. The creatures also loved to arrange wild chases for themselves, riding horses that grazed in the meadows. These were frenzied and extremely exhausting games for the mounts, which is why these animals have always been afraid of storms, sensing that demons might appear with them. Mumacz. This aquatic quadruped preferred to big lakes and rushing rivers, muddy backyard ponds, ditches, and deep wells. For upon seeing a giant toad with a huge head, wide fleshy mouth, and sagging breasts, a person could become terrified and fall in, and then the creature would instantly leap on its prey and drown it without mercy. Particularly vulnerable to monsters' attacks were unattended children playing around his lair. This is because the water spirit lured to itself with a strange purring sound. Just a moment of inattention, parents and the deluded children walked like a string straight into the monster's paws. Polnica, particularly in hot summers, among the ripe grain and field flowers scattered among them, a moment after an invigorating rain appeared a beautiful maiden with a garland of flowers and poppies on her head. Almost naked, but on a white steed, she toured the valleys, blessing the crops. Wherever her mount stepped, everything grew lush and tall, and any pests fell dead or fled to neighboring fields. Land that the spirit avoided yielded a decidedly inferior crop. Whoever saw the beautiful maiden with his own eyes was never able to forget her again and often died of sadness. Wind riders. It was believed that whirlpools and tornadoes were caused by demons moving in them. These mischievous creatures destroyed fields, overturned haystacks, and tore roofs off huts. Kidnapped by them into the air, humans were never returned to Earth, and in time turned into a wind rider themselves. To ward off the creature from one's farm and protect oneself from the terrible fate of the victim, people had to drive an iron knife into any wooden part of the house, a handle, a threshold, or a door frame. Such a magical procedure effectively anchored a person and did not allow him to break away from the ground.